Jumbo everybody, so I have said in my last video, weird lighting going on. Sorry, the rain has started. There's like this monsoon derecho thing coming our way, so I'm trying to get through my videos really quickly today so you guys don't hear thunder going on. I don't know, but the rain has started, so we'll see how this goes. I am going on a business trip very soon, although at the time you see this, I will probably already be back. But there are a few things that I like to do to get my house and my life and myself ready for a trip, and this is stuff that I generally do if my husband and I are both traveling together, which we are for this particular trip. If we're traveling separately, I don't really worry about it as much, but if we're together, I definitely do. So these are just some tips, some checklist items that I do, and hopefully that gives you some ideas on how you too can get your home ready for vacation when you guys are gone for an extended period of time. All right, let's jump into the list. So this first thing is kind of like work related. If you guys work out of the home, if you work in an office or you work at a school or whatever kind of work setting you have, if you know of a time where you're going on vacation, tell your boss, tell your coworkers, put it on your Outlook calendar at work if you use that, or on a physical calendar at your cube so people know when you're gonna be gone. Also do an out of office message if you guys use Outlook. This is always something that's really cool. And one thing that they're doing nowadays with this technology stuff is you can schedule your out of office notification. So as soon as you know you're going on vacation, make your out of office notice on your email, and then you can set the date for when you want it to start, when you want it to stop, the time you want it to start and stop too, which is always super duper helpful, and it's just so you don't forget. Same thing goes for voicemails. If you are going out of the country and you're not taking your cell phone, might be a good idea to make a new voicemail message on your cell phone, just letting people know that, you know, sorry, you can't get a hold of me right now, but I'll call you when I get back. Same thing for your office phone too. Put an out of office voicemail message. Let your clients know, if you work one-on-one with clients, that you're going to be gone. And if you have somebody in your office that can take over your workload for you so you don't have a pile of stuff when you get back, that's a good thing to put on your out of office messages as well, just to let that person know to direct their question over to Susie coworker. If you work out of the home like I do, you have your own business, it's a similar idea. I mean, you don't have to tell your boss because you are your own boss, but tell your family, tell your neighbors, tell your friends, whoever you feel needs to know that you're going to be gone, let them know like immediately, and send them a reminder maybe a week out. It's always good to share your travel plans, at least with family or close neighbor, like your flight information, your itinerary, things like that, so that person can get a hold of you in case there's something wonky that goes on back at home. Actually, at home, one thing that I like to do is I like to set a little calendar reminder to stop my mail and put a halt on like newspapers, things like that. I don't get a newspaper anymore, but I used to do that. I think for the mail for the US Post Office, you can only do it up to 2 weeks in advance. I think that's as early as you can do your out of your mail hold, I think is what it's called. And you just do it online. You could also have a neighbor come pick up your mail too if you want to do that, but I just rather the post office hang on to my mail, and then when I get back, then they deliver the mail to me, and it's like I was never gone. It was fantastic. So it's just USPS.com, I think is the address, and then it's the mail hold, and you just type in your address, type in the dates that you're going to be gone, bingo bango, you got that all taken care of. Newspaper, anytime you have like Amazon automatic shipments, that kind of stuff, go in, check those dates, make sure those dates don't overlap with the time that you're going to be gone, because if you have packages sitting on your porch, people are gonna know you're not home, you know, and then there's a risk of those packages getting stolen, and it's just a hassle. So it's better to just reschedule your deliveries, or, you know, your newspaper delivery, you just hold it for a week and then you get 2 papers the next week, which is fine. It's all old news anyway, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so besides that, actually at home, one thing that I like to do is I like to pre-cook a meal. Generally it's like a dinner, and I put it in the freezer, like a whole meal, just stick it inside a Ziploc bag, like a casserole or something, or maybe like a soup, something like that, and just have a pre-made meal in the freezer. And that way, when I get home from vacation, I know that I have a healthy meal in the freezer that I just thaw out and cook, and and then it's done. I don't have to worry about, you know, if I get home late, I want to go through like Chipotle or something, you know, to get sort of a healthy-ish fast food kind of meal. I don't even have to worry about that hassle. I can just come home and put that right in the oven. So that's just a good thing too. You know, most people don't really think of that kind of detail, but it's good to think of ahead of time so you can just do it, get it done, pop it in the freezer and be done with it. Also, when you're at home, I also like to make sure that my bills are up to date and make sure that there are no bills due during the time that I'm going to be gone. And if they are, I just prepay them. I pay them ahead of time, and that way I don't have to worry about it when I get back or when I'm on vacation, and I don't have that fear of, oh no, I forgot to pay my Visa bill. You know, I don't really have to worry about that. So I just prepay everything. I get all of my bookkeeping done for my business and for my home, like money tracking and stuff like that. So it's like clean slate when I'm ready to go. Other kind of clean slate items that I like to do, I like to change the sheets and the towels before I leave. And that way when I get home, I have clean sheets and towels. If you have time, I do it like generally a day ahead of time. So maybe I've slept on the bed like once, but it's not a big deal. Also, same thing with towels, hand towels, that kind of stuff. I also like to try to get as much laundry done ahead of time as I can. And I make sure that I don't have wet laundry sitting in my washer machine because that would just be smelly by the time I get back. Speaking of smelly, I also like to make sure I take my trash out. If I'm not going to be over, like if I'm leaving midweek, let's say, and my trash comes while I'm gone, I will literally drive my bags to like a dumpster so it doesn't stink up my garage area. Or if you have a good neighbor that could take, you know, just drag the trash cans out to the curb and drag them back in, that would be good too. Something else I like to do is I like to make sure that my dishes are all done and put in the dishwasher. And I also like to put a little bit of baking soda down my garbage disposal, and I just leave it. And that will prevent any garbage disposal odors from appearing while I'm on vacation. It'll help deter like rodents or gnats, those like little fruit flies, ants, that type of stuff, by keeping your space, your kitchen space clean. So it's just something else to keep in mind so you don't come home to any lovely insect surprises, which is delightful. I also like to clean the counters off as well, just to help also keep ants and things at bay. Something else that I like to do is I like to turn the hot and cold water off that feed into my clothes washer, my washing machine down in the basement. Those are very pressurized hoses, and they're, you know, sometimes things can go wrong down there. So I like to turn those off before I am gone on vacation. If I'm gone a really long time, I'll turn the whole water to the house off by the main switch downstairs. But you know, 9 times out of 10, I'm not really gone any longer than a week most of the time. And so I'll just turn off the hoses that lead to that clothes washer, and I have a peace of mind that I'm not gonna have to worry about a flooded basement when I get back, knock on wood. It's always a good idea to call your credit card companies, especially if you're going out of town, out of the country. We went to Canada, I think, a couple years back, and I got back from that trip. I tried to go to Trader Joe's, and my credit card was denied, and I couldn't figure out why. Because they thought, being in Canada using the card, it was fraudulent activity. So it's always a good idea to just put a vacation notice, that's what they call it, on your credit cards. You can call, sometimes you can do it online. Just do it for the credit cards that you're taking with you. You don't have to do it for all of them. And that'll just give you peace of mind that they know where you're gonna be and they won't deny your credit card charges when you're out of the country, because that can get kind of scary. Before I actually leave the house, I do like run around the house and make sure that all of the lights are turned off. I make sure all of the windows are locked and that some of the blinds are shut. And then I also make sure that the light timer is set. We have a lamp in the front part of the house in my music teaching studio that does flip on and flip off. Over the evening hours, I would say probably 7 to 11. It stays on, maybe 8 to 11, probably now that it's summer and it's lighter later. 8 to 11, and then that's it. And it looks like there's somebody home when there's not anybody home. It just, you know, kind of gives that illusion a little bit. But I do close a lot of the curtains that are around the house just to kind of block out some viewage from outside. And then I also arranged for somebody to do our lawn, to mow our lawn, if we're going to be gone for an extended period of time in the summer. Same idea with doing snow shoveling in the winter. It's the same person, and we'll pay them to do snow shoveling for us, just so it looks like there's somebody at home. Snow is a dead giveaway. If there's snow and no tire tracks in the driveway, you know, it doesn't look like there's anybody home. So it's helpful at times to pay somebody to, you know, give them notice ahead of time. I hear it's gonna snow. We're gonna be gone these days. If it snows, please come shovel our driveway. There, done. And it just looks like there's somebody at home, so it's just a good thing. Same thing with lawn mowing. My husband normally mows the lawn right before we go, but if we're gone for a couple weeks, the lawn can get kind of long. So we'll pay somebody to come, and it's normally the neighbor girl to just mow the lawn. Really easy. And then really, you know, that day of, all you need to do is just pack the items that you are using that morning and you're out the door. So everything else should be peace of mind at home. You're well prepared and everything is taken care of and you don't have to worry about it while you're on your vacation. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you have any other tips, things that I haven't thought of or haven't covered, please leave those in the comments below so everybody can get these ideas. It's all about staying organized. If you haven't already and you'd like to, hit that button down below, subscribe so you never miss a daily Dreamland video. Kiss someone you love today, and I will see you all tomorrow. Ciao!